This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 249 of the Dressage Radio Show on the Horse Radio Network, brought to you by Benefab Products.
This is Reese Koffler-Stanfield from Georgetown, Kentucky.
And this is Philip Parks from Fergus, Ontario, and you're listening to the Dressage Radio Show with our producer, Glenn.
Hey, guys. Good to talk to you again.
How are you guys?
Good to be back. Oh, I'm doing all right.
I know. I miss when we don't have our show. I don't get to talk to my two main men. What can I say?
Your husband will be happy to hear that.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't want to talk about horses. So, yeah, we just talked to Reese about horses, and she gets that out of her system, and then she gets to talk to Travis about normal
stuff.
Yeah, normal stuff. It's perfect. It's perfect. I know, but I missed you guys.
Well, before we get on with the main part of the show, I think we have to talk a little bit about Silva Martin. We're recording this on Thursday evening as we record, and for those, I think everybody probably knows that Silva Martin, dressage rider, and wife of Boyd Martin, the Olympic eventer, was hurt in a freak fall from a horse that she was training yesterday and ended up with a head injury and was unconscious, and they flew her to the hospital. She had a seizure also. Apparently her current condition is, at this point, as far as we know, is that she's still asleep, and that they expect it'll be a few days before she's responsive and alert. I guess she had a brain bleed from what they found. And she was wearing a helmet. And
she was wearing a helmet, thankfully. She actually always wears a helmet. She's very good about that. And, she's a friend of Philip and mine. We've known her for years, and she's come on the show, and I always see her when she's here for Rolex, and we just saw her when we were down in Wellington. So certainly we all are praying for her recovery, and can't wait to talk to her soon, because she's such a nice person and a wonderful rider.
Person. Yeah.
She really is. So we pray for all of them for sure.
I think an important point here, and I know we beat this to death on the Horse Radio Network, but I'm going to say it again. Basically the doctors told Boyd that without a helmet she wouldn't be here. So, the helmet, and she was one of those bizarre things. As far as we know, the horse wasn't bucking or anything like that. It was just a trip. Another trip, slip of the horse. I mean, even though they have four hooves, sometimes they don't know where they all are, right? Especially young horses and stuff like that.
It just can happen. And I think what we said in the barn today, we talked about her, and we forget, and we all do need to be reminded that we do every day. We deal with animals.
It's a terrible way to be reminded, but
it is.
They are horses.
They are horses, and we all do every kind of precautionary thing we can, but we all get a little lax. I'm not going to say I don't. I certainly do, and it's just a good reminder, not for her, but. And
it seems to be, with Courtney and the accidents that we've all had where we've hurt and broken bones and all that stuff is it's always doing the stupidest things.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's just being on the ground. The horse spooks at the dog and it knocks you over and you put your arm out and break your arm. So it's those. Yeah. I was trail riding once in the mountains of Tennessee, and a turkey flew out of the tree above and hit my horse's head. I mean.
Oh, my God.
How do you predict that stuff? A turkey flew out of the tree and hit my horse's head. So how do you predict that stuff?
I had that once. I had a pigeon that flew into the arena.
I had Canadian geese. Those Canadians, they're after me. Man, that thing came out of nowhere and it was mad. Thankfully, my horse and I were equally as trying to get out of there. It was very scary. So I stayed on, and so did the horse, but oh, boy. But no, we just forget, it's easy to get lax. I don't know about you, Philip, but right now my horses are slightly crazy. So we're really trying to take.
Crazy, and none of us are relaxed at the moment. So.
Yeah, we're not relaxed. And so we are taking precautions, and just because the weather, it's so hard, and they're not, we had an ice storm, so our horses didn't go out for 3 days. They're still not out in the fields because it's too icy, and you forget about it, and we're a little bit more on high alert for it right now. But I had a horse spook today, and I don't know how it didn't come off. It was one of those. one of my big guys, and it just, we forget, and to always wear your helmet. I think to me, now, Courtney King also is a friend of Philip and mine, and just seeing what she's gone through, and she's, happy and just had a baby and all good stuff, but her life changed forever. So please, please, please wear your helmet, pay attention, and just take it as a reminder for sure. So
best wishes to Silva and family for sure.
Before we get on with the show, who do we have coming up, by the way?
We have a very exciting show today. We have a friend of mine, Marta, who is the general manager and dressage director of the Woodlands Equestrian Club. She's going to come on and talk to us a little bit about her experience at the Nations Cup last week.
Very good. Before we get to that, and we also have a trainer tip later on in the show, and I think did this come from one of our listeners? I believe had a question, so we're going to be talking about that a little bit later in the show. But first, I wanted to talk about something new here at the Horse Radio Network that I haven't
What's new at the Horse Radio Network?
I know.
It's exciting stuff.
It's something that I really haven't talked to you guys much about.
No, we don't really know. It's a surprise to us, too.
Yes. Well, first, I want to thank the listeners for listening week in and week out, and for really making the Horse Radio Network the leading online radio network for horse lovers worldwide. Truly, because you're out there listening is what really makes this worth doing. Otherwise we're just sitting around talking to ourselves, and we can do that anytime. But we hope that you have a little fun, that it's a little bit entertaining, and that you learn something along the way. And, thank you for listening. We really appreciate that. We want to thank our sponsors who supported this network for the last 5 years. Without them, we truly wouldn't be here. And they help us, have helped us produce the over 3,200 episodes that we have done now on the Horse Radio Network. And
it's a lot of work.
That's a lot of episodes.
It's a lot of episodes.
A lot of guests, a lot of work, for sure.
It's a lot of bandwidth from my end. So, we're always looking for ways to get the listeners more involved, and we do have an avid group of listeners. We found out who one of them was tonight, and we didn't even know it. What Marta's coming up and going to be on. Her husband listens on his way to work and back every day to a bunch of the shows in the Horse Radio Network. So you never know who's out there listening. And by the way, if he's listening right now, it's good to have another guy listening. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we really appreciate our male listeners.
That's right. Phil and I like the two of you that are out there. We have a new way for you to help support us here at the Horse Radio Network, and that's by becoming what we're calling an official HRN auditor. For as little as $1 a month, you can show your support directly to the Horse Radio Network and the hosts that you love. I have the best hosts here on the Horse Radio Network. They work for very little compensation, including Jennifer and I. And we do it because we're dedicated to the sport, we're dedicated to the listeners, and we're dedicated to horses. And we really want to share a little bit of fun and entertainment and bring something that's different than you'll get anywhere else. However, we do have to pay our bills too. And the sponsors have helped the Horse Radio Network keep our lights on over the last 5 or so years. But they really haven't. There's just, because sponsors come and go, and there's that constant looking for new sponsors and developing sponsors. We haven't crossed that line where we're able to build the Horse Radio Network into something more than it is today. And it is number one today, but we would like to add new breed shows. We would like to add new discipline shows, and really, take it to the next level. And to do that, we need your help. What we'd like you to do, if you can afford it, is just go to horseradionetwork.com or dressageradio.com and click on the support banner in the middle of the page and become an official HRN auditor. You can donate as little as $1 a month, up to $25 a month if you want. We have different levels, and there's different premiums and things at those different levels. But even $1 a month will make you an auditor. And what an auditor gets you is you'll get early access to what's coming up on the Horse Radio Network. We're gonna have little newsletters we send out to the auditors, giving them a little behind the scenes. The auditors, you guys don't know about this part. The auditors are going to have access to the monthly blooper reel episode that we're going to put together.
Oh, no wonder why you didn't tell us anything about it. Now we
from
know.
all the different shows. And I'm just going to give you a little clue that Reese and Philip perhaps have more bloopers than any other show. So
we have a lot.
Hey, easy. That is a lie. And by the way, we are trainers. We are not radio hosts. Now we are.
Radio people.
So you'll have to pay a little bit to get access to that blooper reel. I will say that Lena and I over on Stable Scoop have a few as well. So
I'm totally blushing and nervous right now.
And the other thing we're going to do too is as we develop new shows and develop the resources to start new shows, whether they be breed shows or discipline shows or general shows, we're going to do the pilot shows and send them out to the auditors, and the auditors are going to become our focus group. So we're going to ask for your input. We're going to ask for you to listen to it. What would you change? What would you do different? And the auditors are really going to become sort of our ears in the background, giving us some guidance. And we're going to have other things. Yeah, that's right. And, we value that, and we figure if you're willing to donate a little bit every month, then you deserve that. And, we're hoping that if you can't donate or don't want to, we appreciate you listening. This show is not going to, it's still going to be free. You can help us in maybe another way, and that's by posting on Facebook. If you have an episode you like, tell your friends about it. Post it on Facebook. Tell your friends at the barn. You're going to be surprised how many have never heard of the Horse Radio Network. Tell everyone you know that's a horse person about the Horse Radio Network, and let them enjoy the entertainment like you do. Help them. Grab their phone, go to the App Store and download the Horse Radio Network app for them and show them how to use it. It'll take you 2 seconds because it's so easy to use. That will help us as much as a donation, and we appreciate that as well. So at the risk of sounding like a public radio infomercial here, that's what I wanted to say, and we hope that you do become involved and that you help the Horse Radio Network grow to the next level. We've had a lot of people signing up so far. We've just started this 2 days ago, so we appreciate everybody that has donated and become an auditor. That's it. I'm done.
Well, it sounds
I'm nervous about the. Can we hear the blooper reel?
Nope.
Can we edit it first? Yeah.
Do we have to become auditors?
Nope. That is the nice part about having the power of the editor button.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God.
Now you guys are fortunate because I haven't saved any up to this point, so it's just going to be new bloopers.
It'll be from now on.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to be better from now on.
Oh, I need another drink. I just have water. I need more alcoholic beverages.
There probably is going to be some talk about alcoholic beverages in the blooper reel too, I must say.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Oh God.
Can I mention one other thing too before we get on with the
You're
first
the boss.
guest?
You're the boss.
I wanted to say something fun that we did over on the Stable Scoop show, and it just came out today, so you can find it at stablescoop.com or just go to horseradionetwork.com where all the shows are. We had a really neat girl by the name of Elisa Wallace, and she was down at the Global Dressage Festival, and she did a demonstration with her Mustangs, and you guys probably heard about this. Elisa was the winner of the Extreme Mustang Makeover 2 years ago. She's an eventer, and she has 2 Mustangs that she has trained, and she went down to the Global Dressage Festival and did a demonstration, and apparently was a big hit. So her Mustangs are really cool. She has one by the name of Rune that she then headed up to a 3-star event in northern Florida to Red Hills and is doing the test ride on her Mustang for the 3-star. So how cool is that? She's going to be bringing that Mustang and it's going to become an eventer. So it was just kind of neat. If you want to hear her interview about training up her Mustangs and showing in Wellington, or bringing them down there to do a demonstration, you can hear all about that in the Stable Scoop show. It was a lot of fun.
Okay. I was like, at first I thought we were talking, and then I was like, oh wait, we're not talking anymore.
Look, you want me to introduce our first guest?
Sure, that'd be great.
Our first guest coming up, her name is Kat. We can't say her last name, so we're not going to butcher it. She tried to teach it to Phil and I, and we still don't get it. So we're going to call her Kat, K-A-T, and she is the owner and founder of a company by the name of Benefab. And Benefab is the newest sponsor here on the Dressage Radio Show. I met her at ADA. She's a whole lot of fun, and I think you're going to enjoy a little chat with her about her company and her products and how she came to start this company. Talk about accidents. We're going to find out about that from Kat. Well, hi, Kat. Welcome to the Dressage Radio Show.
Well, thank you very much. We're really excited to be partnering with you guys, and thanks for having me on.
Well, I just want to, on behalf of Reese and Philip, I want to thank you for becoming a sponsor here on the Dressage Radio Show and the Horse Radio Network. We value all our sponsors, and we know our listeners do too, because they go out and support them. So we really appreciate you being part of the company. I had the pleasure of meeting you at Ada here a little while back, and it was good to see you there and to see all of your products in person.
Yes, it was a great show for us. It was really good.
Well, now tell me, Kat, how did Benefab get started?
Well, I'm going to put that story in a nutshell because it could draw out for a while. But basically, Benefab started through a series of treatments that I had from a bad riding accident, and it wasn't the horses or my own fault. It was just we were walking back to the barn and the horse tripped. And long story short, about 3 months into my recovery, we started to use far infrared light therapy. And it had tremendously effective, I mean, it was just unbelievable how effective it was. And it just started getting my mind going, and I started looking into it more and more about purchasing a light. And long story short, I found that we could actually infuse the far infrared ceramics into products, and Benefab was born. So.
And were you a horse person? Is that why you said you had a riding accident? Were you always a horse person? Did you compete? Or?
Yes. I was actually had been a professional rider for 3 years, and it was the third year of my professional career when I had the accident. So I had been riding in the saddle for just about 20 years when it happened. So it was a long time coming, but I knew a lot about the horses, and I was set back and couldn't ride for a little over a year and a half. So my mind got to wandering, and as we know, horse people are busybodies, so had to find something to do. So I basically designed the line and got it going in the interim period.
So, Kat, maybe you can tell us about these wonderful ceramic materials, how they work, how they can benefit us and our horses.
Of course. So what I tell everybody is, to begin, ceramics are a little bit difficult to understand, but basically what we do is we are infusing ceramic powder into the threads of the materials, it's a combination of over 30 lead-free minerals, minerals such as silica, magnesium, aluminum, to name a few. But what they do is they emit far infrared wavelengths, which is what gets the circulation going and reduces edema, joint and muscle stiffness. It increases the rate of recovery, and it also decreases swelling in joints, tendons, and ligaments. So it's great for horses, for riders. We have a lot of people who wear the products as well as use it on their horses. And once the people wear them, they always come back for their horses because they're like, okay, now I know this works.
What's the most popular of the horse products? And then give us an overview of, everything that you have.
Oh, my goodness, that's a tough question. I would say the most popular product right now is probably the halter bridle padding. And most people use it on the bridle. The dressage people love it. It has a great effect as far as suppleness in the neck, but it also, people have found that it really has a calming effect. So a lot of off-the-track thoroughbred event riders will use this product. We have a lot of hunters, but I'd say the primary market is dressage. And we also, all of our products are consistently pretty popular, but our saddle pads are great. They have some really unique, fun qualities about them. They're actually water resistant. At the end of a long day, you can just spray them off with a spray nozzle hose, shake them out, and then the top side looks bright and clean. We have quarter sheets. We have polo wraps. And a lot of items also for people. We have blankets, socks, and scarves, which naming blankets brings me to the next thing, our biggest question and request has been for a mesh blanket for horses. So we are really excited to announce that in April, so next month, we're going to have we're debuting our Ceramag mesh rug, which is a combination of ceramic and magnetic therapy, which is going to be super beneficial. It's a large, hold, durable mesh for the horses, and there are over 89 magnets over all of the primary acupuncture points. So not only do you have this ceramic mesh, but you also have the added benefits of the magnets over the acupuncture points.
What's that baby weigh? I'm just picturing these big magnets. Maybe
no light magnets.
Oh, okay.
Glenn.
Well, I gotcha.
I'm sure they're not huge electromagnets.
Yeah.
These are just like, they're 1,100 Gauss magnets, so they're sewn into the blanket, which is nice because everything's machine washable. It's really easy to take care of. But
even
these are
though,
permanently
so that blanket will be machine washable too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds really cool. Yeah.
We keep everything machine washable, and like I said, the saddle pads are easy to clean, but our whole thing, is really trying to keep everything easy for the users. A lot of therapeutic brands that you see are a little bit difficult as far as storage-wise or machine washing-wise or however, you put it. But we try to combine fashion, fun, the colors, and the easy care into everything.
No, I'm really curious about this blanket. I'm on your website right now, Kat, and I'm checking out all the great products. I'm wondering what will that blanket retail for? I'm pretty much going to order it right now.
That blanket is going to retail for $289.99. So that's $290.
The other thing I've been looking at here on the website here, Kat, is this quarter sheet / shawl. That's a really cool design and idea. Yeah. Where did that come from?
Yeah. So that is our quarter sheet that we say you can wear it 6 different ways.
Yeah.
But that idea came from, it's actually a really fun product. They fly off the racks at the trade shows, and people love to snuggle up in them.
Wait a minute. Let's explain this so that the listeners can get an idea, because I just looked at the pictures. All right, so we got a quarter sheet you can put over a saddle and the horse, like most quarter sheets, but then it also can become a quarter sheet for yourself.
It doubles. I mean, I see people wearing quarter sheets all the time, especially up here in Canada.
Yeah, but this one's made for it. It's actually stylish.
Yeah, but it's made for it. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's actually, I initially the idea spurred from, when you go to a horse show, the one thing you consistently see when it's cold outside is all the kids have their horses' blankets or quarter sheets wrapped around their legs, and then they take them off, they hand them to their parents, and then their parents have to sit there and hold them. So I thought, okay, well, she can wear, or the person can wear the quarter sheet, and the tail end can go over the horse's rump. And then when she takes it off, it can go to her mom, and the mom can put it on if she wants, or whatever you want to do. And it's actually become an extremely popular. When I came out with it, I thought either people are going to laugh at this or really love it, and they love it.
It's like a Snuggie for horse people.
Yeah, a little bit like that. And your jacket won't get wrinkled, or what you're wearing won't get wrinkled in the sleeve because it's a sleeveless design. But you have so much there, you can wrap your hands up if you want. So.
And it has all the benefits of the ceramics for you then.
Exactly. And that retails for just about $40. So we try to keep all the prices really competitive.
Hey, Philip, too, I was looking at some of these products, and I think that one of the things I see that's a little different than some of your competition, as you said earlier, but I wanted to expand upon it a little bit, is colors. You offer a wide variety of colors where a lot of the other companies will only offer it black or white or gray. So that's one of the cool things, too.
Yeah, we try to keep the colors coming, and every year we started last year with introducing 2 limited edition colors, which has been really fun. So we're going to be introducing 2 more in the fall, I believe. But the blue last year was the emerald green and Monaco blue, which were the emerald green was the top color of 2013. So it'll be fun to see the new 2 colors, and we're going to possibly start doing some engagement through our social media and Facebook pages to try and get people to vote for colors and try to engage our audience a little bit on that, because we get a lot of color requests. So it'll be exciting to see where that goes.
Well, very good. And, of course, you can find all of these terrific products at benefabproducts.com. There's a banner on our website. If you want to go to dressageradio.com, you'll find it there as well. But it's Benefab, BENEFAB products.com. Thank you, Kat, for stopping by, and we're glad to have you aboard.
Hey, thank you so much.
Well, I am so excited to have Marta Renilla, General Manager and Dressage Director at Woodlands Equestrian Club, to talk to us tonight about her experience at the Nations Cup representing her country, Spain. How are you, Marta?
How are you? Very good, thank you.
Well, I was lucky enough. We met this summer. We actually bought a wonderful horse from you. And so we actually have met in person. And then Philip and I, when we were in Wellington, ran into you when you were just arriving for the Nations Cup.
Yeah, that's correct. It was very nice to see you there. We just arrived to the Global Dressage Festival, and we were getting ready to compete in the Nations Cup. Very excited.
Awesome. So tell us about the whole experience.
Well, it was pretty amazing. I just have 2 baby boys, Anthony and Lucas, November 25th. So until January, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to compete and to be riding again. But my horse that was also resting and myself got on the saddle. We started training hard, and we felt good to go. And it was amazing to be able to represent my country, Spain, over there. And we did our best, and I'm very proud of him. And it was a pleasure to be riding against such an amazing riders all around the world.
Now, Marta, was this your first time showing in Wellington, or have you visited there before?
Yeah,
was it
I was there the year before. We've been showing in Kentucky and Wellington, Florida, of course, in Houston, several CDIs as an individual. And so I was familiar with the area, but this time was even more special being a Nations Cup.
Maybe you can describe for us a little bit the atmosphere at the show. I hear that the Spanish team has the best fans.
Well, we really like to support our riders, and all the people from Spain that were there, they were really, really active with the flags and screaming, and we were really warm in Spain, and it was very special to feel the support of everybody in the team. Of course, the riders, Paula, Juan, and Carlos, we were really focused on the horses and the training, but everybody around were all the time trying to help us, and that was very, very good.
Excellent. So, Marta, tell us a little bit about your horse.
Well, Presumido is 11 years old PRE stallion, Andalusian, and I found him when he was 6. He belongs to a breeder, Pablo Vasquez, at Rancho La Pasión here in Texas. And at the first time, he told me that, no, his horses don't work for dressage. They're not made for that. And I asked him, please let me ride your horses and see what I feel with them. And that's where I found Presumido. He was 6. He didn't know anything besides the dancing Mexican. They do a little bit of pasas and piafs in a Mexican way. But I started riding him, and I felt a lot of potential. And little by little, we went up in the levels, and Pablo let me train him and show him as much as I needed. So he was really, really supportive with me. And thanks to him, I was able to start growing up in the level all the way up to Grand Prix when he was 8 years old, that we started doing the Grand Prix. And after that, we felt good in the recognized shows. So we started doing the CDIs, and we were really pleased to see that we could go up to the 70s against warm bloods, even in the CDIs, and that's why we keep training to try to stay up in the levels.
Super. So what are your kind of next plans with him?
Keep showing CDIs. You never finish learning, and there's many things to improve. So my goal is to get better in the test, get him more relaxed. He's a really, really active and hot horse. He wants to give you 200%, and I just have to tell him, don't give me that much. Just let's make it easier and smoother, because sometimes he gets too active. So as much as we can compete as better, and let's see how the judges keep liking us, and trying to get better scores in the CDIs.
Marta, Reese asked you a little bit about your horse, but I'd like to know a little bit about your kind of history with riding and where you were before Texas and all of that. Give us a little bit about Marta.
Yeah. Well, I started riding when I was 8. I did a lot of jumping up to 1.20 meters, and then when I was 14, my mom, that was a really passionate horsewoman, we bought a dressage horse for the first time, Isembran, a Hanoverian, and with my mom, me, and always a trainer in the ground helping us, I started doing dressage with him, and as 16 years old, we went to the first Spanish championships, and they told me that I was 4th in the team, so they told me that I would represent my country in the European Championships as a junior. So from there, we went to Lipica, Slovenia. Then the next year, I also was member of the Spanish team as a junior. And then the 2 years after, I was young rider doing Prix St. George, and they also choose me to represent Spain in the European Championships in Europe. So for 4 times, I was member of the Spanish team as a junior, as a young rider. So when I was 23, I was ready to do Grand Prix, and he was 2, Isembran. So we started doing Grand Prix in Spain. But my mom and my dad that were living already here in the Woodlands, my mom passed away. So it was a tragedy, and I have to leave everything in Spain to be with my dad. So I decided to move to Texas to be with him. And then after that, in Spain, I was always studying. I studied business, so I was always writing, giving lessons. I was coaching people in Switzerland a lot every month. And at the same time, I was finishing my degree in business in the university. So when this happened, I finished my career already in business, so I was ready to start working. So here in Texas, I worked for a bank for 2 years. But after feeling that the bank wasn't my thing, we decided to open the business Woodlands Equestrian Club, an equestrian facility in the Woodlands, with the support of my dad, Antonio, and my sister, Anna. So after that, I'm living a dream because my hobby is my job, and We're focusing dressage. We have a lot of borders, and we also have a lot of Andalusian sales because I know the market in Spain, I know the people, and I'm looking for really good quality dressage Andalusian horses that I can bring up in the levels and show it to the American market.
Well, Marta, you mentioned it very quickly, but you just had twin baby boys, right?
Yes, November 25th, two identical boys.
And how has being a mom kind of changed the business, or just how have things changed since the boys came?
Well, it hasn't changed much. I really wanted to write less and give less lessons, but that's not happening.
That's good. That's a good problem to have.
So I'm still working a lot, but of course, before I will take care of things in the house, and now my only focus is to be with them, and I'm loving it. I don't sleep much, but I don't care. It's worthy. It's amazing, really.
Awesome. Well, that is fabulous. Well, Marta, if people want to find you on the internet, how do they do that?
Go to woodlandsequestrianclub.com, and also my phone number is open to everybody. It's 832-330-6731, and they can email me on Marta Renilla, MartaRenilla @gmail.com. And everybody that is looking for a good dressage Andalusian horse, I'm there for them. And I'm just a horse lover, so I treat my guys like my best friends.
I will tell you, I will give Marta a plug. We bought he's actually a Lusitano, but we bought a wonderful horse and we had a great experience and it was fun to meet her. So if you're in the area, definitely give her a call. Or if you want a Lusitano or Andalusian, she does a great job. So Marta, thanks so much for coming on the show, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future.
Thank you so much to everybody.
This Nutrition Minute is brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products, the company that simplifies your search for research-proven nutritional supplements at kppusa.com.
The horse that matters to you matters to Kentucky Performance Products. Feeding your horse starch-laden grains can lead to colic, laminitis, and metabolic disease. Today, nutritionists are recommending the use of high-quality fat to provide healthy calories. Fat is an extraordinary energy source. It's readily utilized by the horse and contains more than 2 times the calories of starchy grains. Replacing grain with a high-quality fat supplement reduces a horse's risk of developing health problems. Equijewel Stabilized Rice Bran is an excellent fat supplement. It contains a balanced calcium to phosphorus ratio and won't cause mineral imbalances when added to the diet. Its all-natural ingredients are high in healthy fat and fiber. And best of all, horses fueled by Equijewel stay calmer and more focused on the job at hand. When you need to add healthy calories to your horse's diet, choose Equijewel. To learn more, visit Kentucky Performance Products at kppusa.com.
This Nutritional Minute has been brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products. You can find all of their terrific products at kppusa.com.
Well, Philip, you and I have a trainer tip this week. I always love it after we've had some time off the air. We get a trainer tip every once in a while, but this one comes from a listener. So can you talk to us about the listener question?
Actually, this is one of our favorite listeners, Rhonda Crabtree. Actually, I think she is the most dedicated listener to the Horse Radio Network.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
and can I just add, yeah, I have, and can I just add that she is one of our newest auditors as of yesterday too. So,
oh, fantastic!
She has listened to every episode of every show from day one. She has listened to all 3,200 episodes.
That's amazing.
So there you go.
I haven't listened to all 3,200 episodes. So yes.
We have to have her on the show at some point. Anyways, okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Rhonda says, "Hi, Reese and Philip. I have a question for you." Great. I wonder if you can discuss the difference between half steps and PF. My trainer is currently teaching my 3rd level horse the movements and does some half steps with them. Sometimes it looks a lot like PF to me. Reese, take it away. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. So I'm happy to start this one. So I mean, really, half steps in piaffe, it's a way to teach piaffe. The horses don't come out unless you have ice that falls off the roof, and you don't actually get a piaffe.
Yeah, the Andalusians are pretty good at the piaffe.
I got a piaffe today when I had ice. Half the roof fell off. But half steps are a way to teach piaffe. So you can't start, or in most schools of riding, you don't start teaching piaffe on the spot. And you want to actually allow the piaffe to sort of move forward. And that's really what a half step is. When you think
I think it's this one's pretty easy for us this week. A half step is a traveling piaffe. And it can also be a little bit, when you're watching from the ground, a little bit towards passage, but not passage. Okay, so the half step doesn't have that big swinging motion that the passage has. It's just more of the piaffe, I describe it as a little bit more mechanical on the spot. So it's kind of more of a mechanical movement, but traveling forward. And the horses, when they first learn, can travel quite a ways, right? And then so when we discussed this with Ann Gribbins a couple weeks ago, how in the new tests, the A and B, they have piaffe, but that it's allowed to travel 2 meters or so. So that's technically, piaffe is on the spot, and half steps is traveling. So in that test, it's actually it is half steps in the dressage test, but they don't call it that. It's just traveling piaffe. So
yeah, and it can look like piaffe. So if your horse is coming back and he offers to be a little bit more on the spot, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that.
He's a good boy, right? Or good man,
that's a sugar right there. That's a big money. That's a big move.
We love that. So it should look a lot like
piaffe.
But always when the horses start, they mess up the rhythm, and so it depends how good the horse is at it, basically, when you start out with what you're getting. So if it looks a lot like piaffe, that's wonderful. Good horse.
Yes, exactly. That's awesome. So that's not a problem actually at all. It's great. And in some horses, you'll see they have a lot of talent for piaffe, a lot, and then maybe not as much talent for passage. Or funny, I was actually working in half steps with my mare Winnie today, and Winnie, Philip knows her, and you guys have heard me talk about her a little bit. She is hot. She's a hotsy totsy. So I do a lot of just coming back, ask for a little half step. If I get it on the spot, oh, great. That doesn't happen very often, but I just call it bouncing. I just want her to bounce and get comfortable.
Or the horses, I have a horse that I'm working a little bit with this on, same thing around the third level. This is when this normally occurs. And what I look for the horses, and this is kind of the opposite side. This is a not so hot horse that maybe he just shuffles his feet a little bit. It's kind of like, bringing them back to super collection towards a halt, but not halting, because this horse has a tendency just to want to halt and stop and never move again, sort of thing. Yeah. So that's a little bit on the other end of the spectrum. I don't really care about the rhythm or that he's like lifting way up. I just want him to keep kind of moving and get a little bit hotter. And so, it has its different uses. When we talk to trainers about the upper level horses and stuff, they introduce it quite early, right? We're not waiting for the horse to be at Pre-St. George or I1 before we're teaching this. It's good to get on early and just, it's all about collection. Like we said, all the horses have different talents for it and different ways of learning how to do this from the ground under the rider. This could be teaching half steps, it could be just a whole week's worth of episodes. We hear a lot of the different terminology, and so it's great to try and to explain it to somebody who hasn't experienced it. This stage in the horse's training a lot, that what exactly we're talking about, half steps, right?
Exactly, that's right. And I think just to kind of close it out, it's a good thing to introduce the high level movements if the horse is ready in a very stress-free, if they're going to bounce a little bit and do a little half step at third level, there's not an issue as long as it's stress-free and there's no tension that's being created, because we want them to sort of know that this information is out there and something like this is going to happen.
It might come back. Yeah, it might come back to be in the training later. So
right, exactly.
It can be fun. It can be fun for the horse. Some horses, I know with the Frisians, super talented for it. So he was like, they're always excited to kind of get to doing that because it's something they do really well. Whereas, the tough part in my experience with the Frisian that I rode was canter. So canter was so difficult and that was the stress. So for a little bit of stress release, we would do stuff that's fun, but also still exercise and work. I mean, it's different than just walking around on the buckle as a stress release, but it's, we're working the horse and he's like, oh, yeah, this is fun. And you get to praise him a lot, give him lots of sugars. So it's cool.
They like it. Yeah. You want them to like it. You want the big money, have fun. And because eventually at the end of the day, we want them to piaffe down the center line in Wellington. That's what you want. So
it's always towards Grand Prix, right?
Yep.
Every horse, you try and take them as far as they can go.
Yeah, so that's really good. It's a great question, and please feel free to ask those type of questions. We love questions, and it helps us come up with our trainer tips for the week. So,
hey, Reese, before we wrap up the show today, I'm going to see you next week.
I know. I am so excited. It's going to be so fun to have you in town.
I'm not so excited about coming in for the 20-degree weather, but I am
Another
excited.
polar vortex. Yes,
I am
it's
excited
apparently
to see
coming.
you.
I'm just floored by the weather that it could actually, they literally are predicting another dip again. And it's mid-March. It should not happen, but we will have a great time.
Yeah, I know. And I'm coming in for something, on the English side, a lot of people have not heard of this. It's called Road to the Horse. It is, but in the Western world, it is the Super Bowl, literally, of colt starting. And they bring all the big names and clinicians in to, basically, they take a colt that hasn't been touched and they break it to do amazing things in 3 days. And you get to watch the whole process, the whole 3 days. They sell this thing out. There will be 7,000 to 10,000 people there at the Kentucky Horse Park for all day, sitting there 10 hours a day watching this. And I'm hoping that we get your belt buckle on and your cowboy hat on, and we get you over to watch for. Oh, good.
I have cowboy boots.
Oh,
yes.
There's that little bit of Kentucky.
Yes, that's
yes,
right.
it's Kentucky. My Dr. Hitchborn, who's been on the show before, she made me buy some, so I have some cowboy boots. So don't worry, and I will sport them. And my blingy, I'll don't you worry, Glenn.
All right, you got to come over, and you'll get to meet. Tammy's going to be there from the Western Radio Show, host of the Western Radio Show. She'll be there, so you get to meet Tammy.
Oh, I am so looking forward to it. And
yeah.
You were telling me, we talked last night, and you were telling me about this, and I really, truly did not know, but I'm going to really try to get over. I'm really, really curious to see. And, I think, I think horsemen are horsemen. And so there's always something that you can learn at those types of, or any type of event. It may be what not to do.
We're going to get a picture of Reese with some cowboys. That is for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Just as long as Travis is with me, I'll be in good shape. But I think I can sport some cowboy boots, and I will get a hat for you, Glenn. Oh, don't you worry. I will sport it up.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to bring my hat in the airplane. I haven't figured that out yet, because I have like the full 10-gallon guy, and I don't know quite how you transport that. I have to figure that out yet.
If there's a big package that arrives in Maple Crest Farm for Glenn, I'll know what.
You'll know. That's right. I might have to do that, actually. That's a good idea. Ship it to you.
But I'm really excited. It'll be so fun to see you. And I'm sad that Philip isn't here. You've actually still never met Philip in person.
No, I haven't. It's true, actually.
But I love it. I love, that's what's so fun about living in Kentucky and living, 10 minutes from the horse park is everybody comes in and I get to see everybody. And it's fun because now people are slowly starting to come back up north. So we'll enjoy it. So I'm sure we'll have some stories and some pictures and probably some stuff to add to the blooper
reel. Right, exactly.
I'm still nervous about this, everybody. So,
hey, something else too. I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys in so long. Since we've talked last, the Horse Radio Network had its first video go viral.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys saw the video I did of my little rescue pony rolling in the water.
I did. I did see that. That was
yes.
awesome.
Well, did you know that has gotten 2.5 million views?
Really?
Yes.
That's so cool.
It's
really funny. You should watch it.
106,000 people have commented on it.
Wow.
No kidding.
Cool.
That's awesome.
That's what it takes to get
video,
your name out.
Isn't it funny though? I would have put more of a description. I know. I just put it up there for the Horses in the Morning listeners who know all about this pony because I talk about it every day. And then I put it up there with like hardly any description, or I would have put like Horse Radio Network. I would put everything in there if I knew it was going to go viral.
That's so cool. How do we find the video, Glenn, if we wanted to see it?
You can see it. Go to Horses in the Morning and just scroll down. I'll post it on the Dressage Radio show too. It is? Okay. Yeah, I did post it there. Yep. So go to our Facebook page at Dressage Radio Show, and you'll just scroll down and you'll see it. And it's amazing the stupid things that go viral.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
It's true. You can't predict.
He does love water, though, and then I love the people that were in there overanalyzing it. Oh, he must be lonely, or, this is wrong. Or, he just has fun. He loves to do it.
He's having a good time.
That's
Leave him alone.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like we used to get a pool in our front field, and it was so cute. The babies would go and swim. We have video of it on my dad's really old camera. But they would go and they would play in it, and they just thought it was the most wonderful thing. And we just
I think
watch
some
them.
people just overanalyze horses. They want to analyze everything they do, and there has to be a reason. Can it be just they're having fun?
Having fun?
Yeah.
I think have you seen it?
Yeah.
Us at a swimming pool, you just have fun and having a good time, and but it's a great video, and you should take a look when you can.
Okay, now I'm done. You guys can have your show back.
Well, everybody, you can find our show notes and links to today's guests on the website dressageradio.com. Like us on Facebook, just search Dressage Radio Show. Follow us on Twitter at Horse Radio. My website is maplecrestfarmky.com, and my email is reese@horseradionetwork.com.
You can find me at philipparksequestrian.com, and my email is philip@horseradionetwork.com. I'd like to thank our sponsors for this week to allow us to put on a great show. And don't forget to check out all the other great shows on the Horse Radio Network at horseradionetwork.com.
Everybody, keep your heels down and your shoulders back, and we'll talk to you next week.